Today we are going to talk about introduction, how to introduce yourself. Introduction is very important, as you know that whenever you are going somewhere, you are meeting someone and you need to introduce yourself. How somebody will get to know that who you are, what are you doing in your life, and how you can helpful for him or her. So introduction is very essential part, and especially in case of job and interview in a corporate sector or multinational companies or any community, you need introduction. Without introduction, it's quite tough for us to get into any job or to achieve our target. So introduction should be very impactful, and it should be very impressive one, because as you all know, fast impression lasts for long. And the way we introduce ourselves, and the way we introduce ourselves, we tell about ourselves, we are talking about ourselves, we are giving our introduction to that man or that woman who is sitting before you. So right now what kind of things you should say in your introduction? Introduction should be brief, or introduction should be a explanatory one. So for that reason, you have to see the viewer face, you have to read the facial expression, that the person who is sitting before you, he or she wants to listen you or not. If he wants to listen you, then you have to give your introduction in a full-fledged explanatory manner. If he doesn't want to listen you, then make it short, make it condensed. Especially in case of job and in case of interview, whenever we are introducing ourselves, what kind of things you should say? Definitely you should say your name, but never say that I am this, myself is this. I have seen many people are using this kind of terms. You should use I think the best thing you should say, my name is this, mera naam ye hai, instead of saying मैं हूँ, मैं वो हूँ. My name is this. Down to earth. Always you should be down to earth whenever you are introducing yourself to someone. So my name is this, and then where are you from? Your place name. I am from this place. Then about your current status first. What you do? Nowadays I am doing job. Talking about my educational qualification. Then coming to education, that I have done my post graduation. First mention the recent qualification. Like maybe you have done your MSc, or maybe you have done your PhD, or you are currently going on with PhD program. So you can mention that I am doing my PhD in geology, or PhD in English, or PhD in anthropology, and I completed, or I did my graduation from this college with this much percentage of mark in this year. I did my 10th from this school with this much percentage of mark in this year. Okay, so in this way you can mention about your educational qualification. Next, coming to your family background. About family background, what to say? Don't give explanatory things. Don't give a long explanation. My mother is this, my father is this. Nothing, not required. If the interviewer is asking, if somebody to whomever you are talking, and if he or she is asking to you, then only mention. Otherwise, not required to mention each and everything. So how to start about your family introduction? About your family background, I am coming from a middle class family background, or I am coming from an average family background, or I am coming from a higher middle class family background, and there are 5 members in my family, or there are 6 members in my family including me. There are 5 members, or there are 6 members, or maybe there are 3 members in my family including me, or there are even 2 members in my family including me, and whoever are there, just mention that my mother, my father, and we have 3 brother sisters. You can also say siblings instead of brother sisters. In our advanced spoken English, we are using siblings. Siblings means brother and sister. So I have 2 sisters, or I have 1 sister, or 2 brother. यहाँ पे एक और क्वेश्चन आता है. There are so many people are using like big brother, small sister. No. If somebody is आपसे कोई बड़ा है, if somebody is elder to you, so you should use my elder brother, my elder sister. आपसे कोई छोटा है भाई बहन, तो my younger sister, younger brother. और अगर आप सबसे छोटे हो, I am the youngest. सबसे बड़े हो, I am the eldest. याद रह रहा है? eldest, youngest, elder, okay, younger, you can say all those things. So my father is this, you can mention. If you see the facial expression of the interviewer or see the facial expression of to whom you are talking, and then continue. Otherwise don't unnecessarily don't explain everything. It will be bit weird. He or she will feel very uncomfortable with you. See the facial expression, see he or she is really listening to you or not. After that, talking about your hobbies, very very important. What kind of things you should mention in your hobbies? And we should have some hobbies. You can't say that I don't have any hobbies. So if you have multiple number of hobbies, then you should say I have number of hobbies, or my hobbies are. If you have single hobby or you want to mention single hobby, then my hobby is, suppose my hobby is reading newspaper. So यहाँ पे single hobby के बात हम कर रहे हैं. If you are talking about multiple number of hobbies, my hobbies are reading newspaper, listening to the music, but definitely you should mention some good hobbies. Some good hobbies in reading newspaper, watching news program, or making new friends, searching Google for some interesting things, watching some inspirational videos, reading books. But do some research about your hobbies, because the interviewer may ask you a lot of questions regarding your hobbies. That means if you are reading newspaper, what kind of newspaper you are following. So never lie in your hobbies. That हाँ इंटरव्यूअर है, जो भी है मन में आया है बोल दिया है, ऐसा नहीं है. क्योंकि आपको कभी कभी डिटेल में पूछा जाता है हॉबीज़ को लेकर, क्योंकि हॉबीज़ ही हमको डिफ़ाइन करते हैं, हमको एक सेफ देते हैं, हमारा हैबिट वो बन जाते हैं, इसलिए वो हॉबीज़ होते हैं. तो if you are listening to the music, then go for that, who has composed that, and remember some of the singer's name. Okay. After that also, if you are reading newspaper, then go through the newspaper headlines and which newspaper you are following. And if you are reading some books, definitely remember the book name and what is the content of that book, who is the writer, who is the author of that book. Okay. Then talking about your likes, dislikes, what kind of things you like in the society, what kind of food you like to eat, what kind of things you don't like, what kind of things you dislike, or you have some hatred feeling for that. Then talking about your strengthness and weakness. My strength areas are like that. I am very dedicated, serious, challenging. I am a very good communicator, or maybe I am very genuine, honest kind of person, or I am very philosophical. I am very serious, challenging. There are so many terms you can take. Okay, I have told so many words. You can use all those things. I am a hard worker, dedicated, serious, challenging, inspirational, or maybe like very enthusiastic kind of person. I am very optimistic. Optimistic matlab who is hopeful, asavadi. Okay, I am very optimistic kind of person. I am a very extrovert. Never say I am very introvert. Extrovert. You should be extrovert. Or you can say I am ambivert kind of person. Mixed up. Introvert and extrovert mixed up. Ambivert. Wherever you need, wherever the situation demands, you speak. Otherwise you don't speak. So that is known as ambivert. You can say I am ambivert kind of personality, or I am an ambivert kind of personality, or I am an ambivert. Directly say, not required to say personality and all. I am an ambivert, or I am introvert, or I am extrovert, but never mention introvert. Okay. So next, your weakness. So in weakness, what kind of things you should say? It's very very important, because many students they ask that what kind of thing you should mention in weakness, because weakness is a very sensitive part, where if you don't say that I don't have any weakness, then you are a liar. Everybody has some kind of weakness. So but never say weakness which is really put a bad impact on the interviewer or bad impact on your interview. You should say that I am a bit workaholic. Suppose I am giving one example. I am a bit workaholic. Whenever I work, I don't give importance to my food, or I don't give importance to my family. So something like that means the person or the interviewer will get to know that you are really workaholic and you don't want to listen to anybody that time, and you do all this work for the company or for the community, for the organization. Okay, so you can mention all those things that I believe people easily, but here I want to say that don't say anything randomly, because it may put bad impact on your interview. Okay, आप बहुत अच्छे करते जा रहे हो और इसी एक चीज़ में आप मत हार जाना. It's a very sensitive thing. You can ask me. I will personally contact you and I will also tell you. We'll sit one to one and I will talk about your weakness, strengthness, and what kind of. It's a very sensitive issue, so what kind of things you should mention, you can contact me. I'll tell you that what kind of things you should say in your strengthness, what kind of things you should mention in your weakness. Then about your about your entire personality, like people says I'm a very good human being, or as per my friends view, I'm very mingle, I'm a very mixed, like you never blow your trumpet by yourself. You should take help of some friends. Like you can say that as per my friends I'm a very extrovert kind of person, or as per my family members I'm very kind hearted, supportive. Okay, so these are also strengthness, these are also your personality. You can say I'm a very mixing kind of person, I love to mingle with people, I love to make friends, I love to know new things. You can say I love to know new things, I love to create an impact on people, I want to do something big. You can say your dream, your expectation from your life. Okay, so in this way you can carry on your introduction. So introduction is not like that you have to give in interview or job sector or corporate sector. Means introduction, you actually wherever we are going, to whomever we are talking, we are giving our introduction first, at who we are and what we are. And if they want to know more about us, then we are giving more introduction about us, we are giving more information about us. Introduction means information about ourselves, what we are, what we do, what kind of things we are doing, where are you from, everything. So it should be in a very systematical form, and it should be very useful for you as well as to whom you are talking, otherwise the communication will fail there. Okay, so for detail just contact me, I will help you